Hi. Tony Gonsolin halts the Dodgers' losing skid at 3. When your NBA career fizzles out with the Lakers and the Clippers, there's always drug trafficking to fall back on, allegedly. And the sports writers got their first look at the new-look Chargers defense, albeit a slow-motion version, but a look nonetheless, and we're going to talk about it. Good morning, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is Faithful Angelenos. It's June 15th, 2022. I am taking multiple red-eyes across the country to try to make some extra money in Joe Biden's America. I'm currently in Denver International Airport, so why not talk about their bitter rivals down in LA? But let's talk about you and I first. If you've joined the program, I appreciate you. If you like the content we've been putting out about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. We put out new videos between 9 and 10 a.m. every day to let you know it's there. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And yes, comment. Because I am not perfect. Otherwise, I'd be in a hotel room instead of a bench. So we had a limited schedule of LA sports last night, but it was good. Tony Gonsolin, he pitches 6 1/3 shutout innings. He's the first major league pitcher to go to 8-0, and his ERA is at a major league best 1.42. Mookie Betts hits his 17th home run of the year. Dodgers 2, Anaheim 0. Not bad. Freeway Series continues tonight at 7 p.m. out at the Ravine. That's Tyler Anderson pitching for the Dodgers. He's 7-0. And Reed Detmers, 2-2 for the Angels. Let's talk a little bit more about the Dodgers while we have the chance. Starting pitcher Andrew Heaney, he hasn't pitched for them since April. 5 innings in a rehab assignment out in Oklahoma City last night, or 2 nights ago. No earned runs, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts in 5 innings. 9 strikeouts. He could be back with the club as soon as this Sunday when the Dodgers are playing Cleveland. Now, meanwhile, Walker Buehler, in addition to just being shut down, he's like, you know what, let's just take care of some things. He had a bone spur removed from his right elbow. He was going to wait until the end of the year to do that, but since he was shut down, he's like, whatever, to hell with it, do it now. Also, we have a little bit clarification on the timeline of his return, and honestly, it's not better. It's not awful. It's not great. The original timeline was 6 to 8 weeks. That's now been extended 10 to 12 weeks. That's why some of the sports writers were saying, no, he's not coming back in August. He'll be back in September. Okay? And what he's going to wind up doing is he's not going to pitch or throw a thing for 6 weeks. Then he'll have a bullpen session. Then he's going to get another MRI to see if the elbow's feeling a little better. Former Lakers and Clippers center Montrezl Harrell is now facing prison time for allegedly having 3 pounds of weed in his car. Allegedly. 5 years of prison time. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't smoke weed. I get super paranoid when I did, right? So no, it's not for me. It's for some people, not me. But the thing I seem to remember, aside from being paranoid when I'd smoke it, is it's extremely light. How much is 3 pounds of weed, guys? You might know better than I. Is it like a hay bale size of weed? And how do you fit that in the trunk of your car? Can't figure that out. Other Laker notes, LeBron James is unlikely to extend his contract with the team this month. They were hoping he could do it. That way, give some clarity as to the future of the team. Nope, not happening. This, by the way, is the last year of his contract, which means whatever happens, Lakers are going to have a lot of cap space next year, assuming that he doesn't return. For the Clippers, meanwhile, good news, Kawhi Leonard has officially begun off-season workouts on Tuesday. Also good news for the Rams. They re-signed linebacker Travon Howard. He was cut. You might remember this. He was cut last week. This was just prior to the extensions that they gave out to Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and all that stuff. And so now that they know, they have some sort of financial certainty as to what's going on, they bring him back. He's a special teams mainstay, but he did start 2 playoff games at linebacker last year. He even picked off the Niners to clinch the NFC title last year. Now, here's an awkward Kings note. The MVP of the AHL, in other words, the Ontario Reign, the minor league affiliate for the Kings, the MVP for the entire league is a guy named TJ Tynan. Now, he signs a 2-year extension to his contract, like about somewhere like $750,000, right? Now, if you're like me, you're wondering why the MVP of a minor league isn't considered a top prospect. And if you're wondering, I have the answer. He's 30. He's not beating out Quentin Byfield. But what do you say we talk about the Chargers? Spent a lot of time last week talking about the Rams. Their mandatory minicamp is done. The Chargers now has only just begun. It's a brief minicamp. Today will be the last day. Coach Brandon Staley, however, made some news after the practice. He said that safety Derwin James, he had left shoulder surgery during the offseason. He had torn a labrum. He'd basically been playing injured since week 3. Now, they lined up in defense, but he wasn't on the field for it. They're taking abundance of care to make sure that he's going to be ready for training camp of the regular season. They don't have any reason to believe that there's a problem now. They just, why risk it? Makes sense. We wondered what the new look Chargers D would look like. We have an idea now. Expect a lot of nickel in the defensive backfield. A lot of nickel coverage in defensive backfield. They're probably lining up in a 4-2-5 a lot of the times. Now, not that I'm right about everything, but I kind of want to revisit something. Kyle Van Noy did line up at inside linebacker. Now, he's very versatile. The coaches love that. He can be inside, he can be outside. We had talked about that. So he's not necessarily going to be a backup to Bosa or Khalil Mack, okay? They figure they can do a lot more with him on the inside. There are 3 former LA Rams on the first team for the Chargers, 2 on defense, 1 on offense. On defense, it's linebacker Troy Reeder lining up next to Van Noy, and of course, defensive lineman Sebastian Joseph Day, the idea of Joseph Day stuffing the run. On offense, Gerald Everett at tight end, former Ram. So yes, Brandon Staley, as we all know, former Rams assistant, wants to run the same type of things with the Chargers. The right side of the offensive line, switching gears, featured top pick. This is a big question mark. The Chargers' right side of the offensive line featured top pick Zion Johnson at guard. Storm Norton got the majority of looks at right tackle. Trey Pipkins, however, did get a look or 2 at right tackle as well. But if you're looking for what they're angling for, it's starting right side of the line. It's going to be Johnson and Norton. By the way, CBS Sports had listed left tackle Rashawn Slater as the #1 person who is not a quarterback that the Chargers absolutely can't afford to be without. Left tackle. Multiple news outlets have noted that Joey Bosa is getting extra work in, and he came in early too. This is something that he doesn't normally do. He normally works out with his brother, plays for the Niners, right? They'll lift, they'll do God knows what. And then, of course, Bosa just slides right in the nick of time to get started with mandatory minicamps. No. Bosa was asked to come in early, and he did because he's really excited about what's going to happen with him and Khalil Mack. One of the things that he's really excited about it is that they both, yes, they're both quarterback rushers, but not every quarterback rusher is built or executes the same. So Bosa is basically picking Mack's brain on what he does and vice versa. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to be interested in what the Chargers are doing with their mandatory minicamp this week. But you tell me what you think. I think the Chargers, yeah, they might be onto something there. I mean, having said that, let's be real, they are playing in the toughest division in football. So you tell me what you think. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode of Faithful Angelenos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are building something here where we talk a lot of LA sports. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Can Corte El Queso production. Take care.